Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'll be speaking about a simple ICT London close Killzone strategy, and I'm going to be running through the times of the London close Killzone and what to expect for this strategy and what are the characteristics, etc. Before we go into any examples, I'm just going to quickly draw out some examples. And yeah, so firstly we need the time. So what time is the London close Killzone, sorry. So the London close Killzone is actually 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York local time. Now, if you want the New York local time, of course you can change the time zone here to the New York time. And yeah, so the London close Killzone is 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York local time. So very quickly I'm going to be showing you guys what this may look like. So here is a demonstration of what it may look like in a bearish scenario and a bullish scenario. So if you're going to be looking for longs or if you're going to be looking for shorts. So here we have highs and then high low, high low, and then a new high. Now what this is essentially you need to look for liquidity sweep within this time window. So within this time window, so let's say this 10 to 12. However, the liquidity sweep can be before this time window, but you want to be looking to trade during this time, so 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York time. So what I mean by that is, so let's say this is 10 to 12 p.m. just here. You can see how before we may have had the liquidity sweep. Now this doesn't matter because it's just before. However, you want to be looking for trades and confirmations during the London close Killzone time. So what you want to be looking for is a market structure shift, displacement lower, and a fair value gap to enter off of, or any other PD array like an order block, breaker block, etc. And what you want to be targeting is the other sides of liquidity. So these old lows here, old lows, etc. You want to be aiming for about 10 to 15 pips max. You don't want to be looking for any more than that, because in this Killzone you do not get much movement. You can at times, but most of the time you won't get much movement. So like I said, you want a liquidity sweep, and then you want displacement in the opposing direction of the main move of the day, market structure shift, and a fair value up to enter off of. Let me just tell you, the market structure shift, it is not compulsory. If there's strong displacement to the downside, you can still enter without a market structure shift. Okay, and vice versa for this. So liquidity sweep, below that you want to see this displacement on the lower time frame and any sort of PD array to enter off of. That would be nice, and you want to be trading within these hours. Okay, so the characteristics of these hours is that it is essentially, it's not, but essentially it's at the end of the day, and the main move of the day has been created for most pairs on most days, because sometimes there may be news. However, the main move may have been created. So on the daily candle, this is just that small reversal back into the daily range, if that makes sense. And now we're going to go into some examples. So what we have here is quite a choppy day, in all honesty. However, the main move of the day here, we can see that we're actually bullish for this day. So if you get the midnight New York open, so it was about here, we can see that price was mainly expanding up essentially. So price is mainly moving up. So what I want to look for is positions opposing to this range. And of course you can see right over here, we've actually had a liquidity sweep of these relative equal highs. We've had this liquidity sweep right over here. Let me just quickly have that. And of course we're still not at 10 o'clock, so let's just mark that out, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and you want to have that marked out, and just as it hits you want to be looking for trades. So we're in 10 o'clock now, 10 a.m. just delete that, and And cool, so what have we created? So we've had this move up, and then what have we created now? We've created displacement lower. We've created this displacement lower. This is displacement. And even if we don't have a market structure shift, we do have a break of structure over here. So break of structure is essentially just a continuation. I don't want to get too into that. So we've had this high, we've put in this low, then we've had this new lower high, and then a new low put in. And then what do we have over here? We have a fair value gap we can actually enter off of. So I'm going to be actually using the 50% of this fair value gap, because it's quite a large fair value gap, you could say. And 50% is just there, I believe. So I'm going to be taking short there. I don't know if you can see, but you can see that there is 50%, and I'm just going to delete that now. And my stop loss will actually be near this swing high, because I know if price is actually going to come above this fair value gap and come near this high, that this high will actually get taken. So there's no point actually having my high there, because I know by then my bias was already wrong. And then of course you can target this low, but I want to be safe and target just 15 pips or even 10 pips. It depends. You could take most partials at 10 pips. So let's see what price does. Price comes up, comes into our 50% of the fair value gap, so consequent encroachment. And then let's see what price does after. So price still in this fair value gap. We're still respecting this fair value because we're trading inside of it. And then we do get that move down, and that is a clean 1 to 1.9. So 1.9 our gain, 1.9%. And yeah, let's get into another example. Right, so here in this example, we do actually have Euro USD on the 15-minute time frame. You can see that we have created this liquidity sweep. Now, I forgot to mention, most of my entries, or all of my entries, are going to be on the 5-minute or the lower time frame. I'm not going to really be entering on the 15-minute, mainly because of the London closed kill zone. The characteristics of it, most of the time, it doesn't move too much. So you want to have more input and more data on the 5-minute time frame. There's more story, okay? There's more to look at. So you can use a higher time frame for your drawn liquidity, etc., etc. So you can see we've had this liquidity sweep, and if you go back down to the 5-minute time frame, that this move down was just the London kill zone. This is not the London closed kill zone. This is the London kill zone, 2 to 5 a.m. And here is New York kill zone. So we just consolidated, and so essentially this was the main move of the day. This was the expansion move, and right now what we want to mark out is 10 to 12 p.m. So 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So the 2-hour time window. And obviously we've had this liquidity sweep right over here. So I'm just have that marked out. And what would be nice, a market structure shift would be nice, displacement high would be nice for confirmation. So if I just put this forward, so it's still in the time window. So cool. We actually do have a market structure shift right over here. As you can see, this high has put in a new low right over here. And we've got a market structure shift now. Do we have a PD array we can actually enter off of? Well, yes. Where's the PD array? So we actually do have this breaker block. But for the purpose of the video, actually, I'm going to be entering just off the fair value gap, because some people may not understand what it is, a break block. So here we've created a fair value gap in price, and we want to be taking entries off of this fair value gap. So we want to be looking for buys at this fair value gap. And what are we going to be targeting? So remember, 10 to 15 pips. So here I'm going to probably just do in between 10 to 15 pips. So let's say 13 pips. You can always have it at 15 and take partials at 10 pips, etc. But honestly, you want to be safe and be safe at all times. So even 15 pips is not crazy, but I'm just going to have this at 13 pips. And then my stop loss will literally be at the low of this fair value gap. So of course this is the 3 pattern fair value gap. Of course you can see we've got the first candle, second candle, third candle, and obviously my stop loss will be at the low of the first candle. Reason being, I don't want my stop loss to be so wide because I know the markets at this time, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. New York local time, is not going to be moving crazy like how it's meant to move during London and New York, because there's less volatility as well. So I'm not going to have a wide stop loss, unless the only time where price will be volatile during these hours if there's a news event, and I'm sure there's not a news event, so my stop loss will be there, and then my TP will be 13, so 13 in between about 10 to 15 pips. So let's just put price forward. We get tapped in, and then price hits our TP, and of course you can see how I've just marked out we've had a old high here too that price could actually go and hit as well. So remember I said liquidity in the form of old highs, old lows, etc. That is one of them. But you want to always be safe. You don't want to have massive targets. Now, this was a 2.2R trade, so a 1 to 2.2. That is 2.2%. Remember guys, I always say this, on a high funded account, 2.2% is a lot. On 100k account, that's $2,200. Now, this is all you need. One or two of these trades a week is all you need. I'm going to sit and say, oh, every day you're going to find this trade, every day you're going to win. No, back test this yourself, forward test this yourself, and you'll see the results. They're good results. Be selective on your setups too. Don't be trading when there's news events. Don't be trading just before news events. You're putting yourself at an advantage when you're doing that. Anyways, you guys, I hope you've liked this video. Make sure you check the description below. My public trading Telegram channel will be linked below. Make sure you join that. My mentorship will also be linked below. If you do want to join that, I have trade breakdowns, my trade breakdowns. I send trade ideas. I have market outlooks. I have a lot of educational content, my mentorship videos, and a chat for you to speak with other traders, etc. with me, and you'll have one-to-one help as well. That's if you do want to join that. This in and of itself is very powerful, and yeah, make sure you also drop my Instagram a follow. That will also be linked below in the description. Anyways, it's been wonderful guys. Take care.